Okay. All right. Does everyone have a practice guide in front of them? Yes, I got one to everyone. Okay. All right. So here's what we're doing today. We're going to start reviewing for our semester test. This is part 1 of 5. We're doing 5-day review. We're going to do, as you can see from my marker board or my iPad screen here, you can see that we're going to do 2 questions today. That's it, 2. I'm going to keep it real light. Tomorrow we're going to do 3. Monday we're going to do 2. Tuesday we do 3. Wednesday next week we do 2. So if you're going to be gone, you know, you've already emailed me or you told me that you're going to be gone, whatnot, you know what questions we're going to be going over. Today is questions 1 and 2. Tomorrow is questions 3, 4, and 5. And then you can follow along from there. I will post each of these videos, as always, on my website, just so you're kind of aware of that, just so you know. That way, there's no question of, like, what questions do we do? What do we cover? What's the answer? How do we do it? So, if you're not familiar with the website, here it is, right? You go to mrward.org or ghvmath.com. I have a bunch of different addresses. I think hsmath.org. There's a bunch of other ones. But anyways, they take you here. You can either scroll down, and that'll show you what we did like in class today. Well, this was yesterday's stuff, right? Or you can go up here at the top where it says Daily Lessons, and you click the PreCalc on the drop-down menu. And this takes you to all the videos throughout the whole year, right? I don't get rid of any of them. I think the only videos I don't have up there are the week of like homecoming, because every day was short. So, but yeah, so they're all there. So the review days will be up there. I'll have them as their own separate category. They're going to be right at the top. It'll say the 5 days of review for a semester test or something like that. And they'll be right at the top. So the idea is that you can click them. You can kind of watch. You can kind of review. You can do that all break. And then your practice guide that you have in front of you, it will be due on Monday. This thing that you're looking at is due Monday. You will turn this in to me. Now, if you looked at the bottom of my little iPad here, as you can see, semester test is Tuesday. So now the question I always get is, Ward, we got one more day. I want to study the practice guide. You've had it for 2 weeks. One more day is not going to make the difference. So if you're really that worried, you will make a copy of it on your own, or write down the stuff, or take pictures of it before, right? It's due Monday, so get it done. We're going to work on these problems, you know, most of these together. There's a certain couple problems maybe I'll leave for you to finish some things, but it's to go over like the majority of it so that you are super comfortable. That's why I'm taking 5 days. It's not to cram everything into one day where you lose track of how we did problem 1 because you're focused on problem number 4. It's to do 2 problems or 3 problems a day to keep it really simple for you. I want this to be easy. When you get to the semester test, I want you to be like, this is really simple. That's what I'm hoping for. That's why I'm doing this massive amount of reviewing. I do this every year for every class, but I want to make sure that you guys are comfortable. Now, the test, which is on what, Tuesday, January 5th, that's the 2nd day after we're back, right? It's a 1-day test. So you don't get to finish it later. You have to finish it in class. So you got to be well prepared. So you are seeing all this review we're doing. So when you get there, you can crush this thing and go through it super quickly. The reason why, I will not let you finish it after school Tuesday, because I leave at 2 o'clock for basketball. So it's due in class. So keep that in mind. So you can't be that person like, oh, I didn't get it done. No. Good. I'm grading it that night. So, so just keep that in mind. You're being well warned of that. Now, the units we covered, Chapter P, that's the prerequisite stuff from Algebra 2. Chapter 1, which is polynomials, and then eventually that molded into graphing into Chapter 2, and then we went into conics, which are in now, which is parabolas, circles, ellipses, and hyperbolas. And that'll be the last couple questions you see in your semester test. The semester test is identical to this practice guide. It's identical. The only thing I did was I changed the problems, so you will not have the same exact number. So the problems will be similar. So I think I sent an email to your parents, kind of warning them that, you know, the practice guides we're doing are similar to the semester test. They're not exactly the semester test. So I always have people complain about it. I don't know why you'd complain. I don't need to review. You could just come in there blind like every college class does, where the professor says, hey, we have a semester test tomorrow. Oh, okay. So keep that in mind. So Yeah, just kind of make sure today you're asking questions if you're not getting something that, I can pull up a different problem that kind of looks like the one we're doing here and kind of go through it so I can always draw some new stuff. But we're focusing on 2 problems. That's it. Super simple. Is there any questions before we begin? Okay, all right. If you think of anything, let me know. Homework's due tonight, so if you haven't got your assignment done from yesterday, that was the hyperbola. It was we had a question of the day yesterday, and take the information I provide you and give you the formula for the hyperbola. And then we had an assignment. I think it was give me the center, foci, asymptotes. That assignment's due tonight. So if you're really confused on that stuff, you can watch the video from yesterday, which is on my website. If I go back to it, you can see it here. Ooh. You can see the video here from yesterday, or you can go back to Tuesdays or Mondays. You can go back and watch those if you need to. But homework's due tonight if you didn't remember that. So, all right. Questions though before we jump into problem number 1. Okay, we'll probably have a little bit of time at the end of class. You can just kind of decompress, relax a little bit, go through the problems. But again, if you're gone at any point, because I know I already received some emails from some people that are going to be gone next week and stuff, that's great. Thanks for letting me know. Obviously, you know what to do, what we're doing. So you just need to watch the videos on your own. So let's try some zooming today. There's quite a few gone today. So let me take attendance here and we'll get started. Quite a few gone today. All right. Okay, let's jump right in. There's no more waiting. Let's go. All right. So, yeah, this looks okay. All right. It's a little blurry. All right. Now, the practice guide you're looking at in front of you. The semester test, same format, same layout, same printing, all that. I think there was one copy in here. I don't know if anyone got it. The printer printed it wrong. It printed on one sheet, so it was like you had multiple pieces of paper. It was one side only on one of them that was in the room. You'll notice if you get it. There's a ton of papers. Sorry, it was just one of them. Got stuck. The papers got stuck together, so it printed it wrong. I will warn you that, or I'll inform you. It's not warned, but I'll inform you that I'm gonna probably get a brand new printer cartridge, ink cartridge, before the semester test. So your semester test will be really dark, really clear, like brand new ink. So I'll be doing that over break before I hit print. So it won't be kind of faded. I don't want any excuses for somebody not being able to read the question. So, all right. But yeah, let's jump right in. Let's kind of go through it. This is problem number 1. It'll be something based on the laws of exponents. So it'll either be multiplying like you see here. It could be something where you have a power, where you distribute a power into a parenthesis or simplify, a fraction of some sort. So after we're done with this one, I'll show you another example of what I'm talking about. Something where maybe you have to distribute a power through a parenthesis. So I'll put that one off to the side. So I'd like that one written off to the side when we do these. Now, if for any reason you lose your copy of this thing, that's why I sent you that email for the digital copy. You can either print it or just put it on a separate sheet of paper, and then you'll turn that in to me. So keep that in mind. So that's why I sent out that email this morning. If you're confused why I sent out a digital copy, it's in case you lose those, because it does happen. Some people lose them, they misplace them. So, all right. But yeah, let's kind of walk through these here, and we'll kind of see how you do. So on number 1, what is our instinct on this one? What should we do? I'm going to zoom in a little bit just so you can see this. What should we do on this first one? What do you guys think? How should we start? You guys remember? What do you think?
You multiply the 9 and the 2.
Yeah. Negative 9 times negative 2 is? 18, right? Positive 18. Good start. What about the variables? I agree with that. You multiplied the letters. Say it again?
Add like 10.
Yeah, you add them, right? So how many x's do I have total here? 9 of them. And how many y's do I have? 5 of them. Now, that's the answer. That's it. Done. Complete. Move on. Right? It's meant to be short and simple, to the point. I'm not going to put something super complicated there. You have 12 problems to get through. I don't want to have you waste 20 minutes on one problem. If you're wasting that much time, you probably don't know it. Just move on. Right? This is meant to be easy. Just multiply it. Right? That's the laws of exponents. It's just the product. You just multiply them together. You're actually just multiplying the numbers together. That's all you're doing. 2 times 9. The variables, you don't know what they are, so you just combine them all in the back. So that's why there's 3x's, 6x's make a total of 9, and then there's 1y and 4y. So that made a total of 5s. Now, that's easy. That's it. That's the answer. Pretty short and simple to the point. Now, the other types of problems that could sit in this location, it could be a fraction, right? Where it's like, I'm just going to make up something here. Something like this. Maybe this is your problem. Maybe they have a power on the outside. Who knows? Maybe you have to distribute the power in to the parenthesis. So there's a bunch of different style of problems from the laws of exponents, but I would expect it to be short and simple to the point. Nothing like devilishly hard where I have like 50 different parentheses and you're trying to figure out how to multiply. I'm not going to do something like that. It's going to be short, like maybe 2-3 steps. Like this problem that you're looking at here, this one in green, it takes about 2 steps if you do it right. I need to simplify it and then distribute the power 2. I need to be done, right? I would choose to simplify the inside first. It makes the numbers easier. You don't have to. If you have any negative exponents, move them around or anything like that. I don't have any negative exponents, so I don't need to move anything up or down on the fraction. But I'm going to simplify, right? So I would simplify the 5 and the 15. So divide them both by 5, I get a 1 and a 3. If I divide both those numbers by 5s. What happens to the x's? What happens to the x's on that problem? Yeah, they would cancel and there'd be left with what? 1 left on the top? Because you have 1 on the bottom, there's 1 here, and there's 2 on the top, so you'd have 1 left. And then the y's would simplify top and bottom, and you'd be left with what? 6 of them on the bottom? Because there's 4 on the top, 10 on the bottom, so you'd have 6. And then we still have the power 2 on the outside. Right, so that's simplifying, right? Just kind of simplifying all the numbers. Then the last step I would do is distribute the power 2. Right, put the power 2 on everything. 3 to the power 2, and y to the power of 12, because you actually have to multiply that when you distribute it in. So my answer ends up being, what, 1/9 with those things? Ends up being a 1/9 x squared y to the 12. So 2-3 steps, something like that. Something short, simple, nothing like overly complicated. If there's any negative exponents, you'd have to move them up and down and then simplify it. All right, any questions with the style of problem number 1? Something like maybe you don't understand negative exponents. Maybe this problem worries you a little bit, or maybe the first one did, the actual problem that I had printed. Is there anything in particular you'd like to see? Okay, take silences. Just need a little more time to process here. So if you have questions, we have plenty of time. Because remember, we're only going through 2 questions today. So this is the first one. So if we want to come back maybe after we're done with the second one, maybe you want to see another type of problem like this, I can do that. Because I want this to be about you. I want you to feel comfortable with asking the question, seeing a certain problem that fits your style, that what you need. All right, I'm going to move to number 2. If you want that last one, just ask. We'll go back and take a look at it. All right, this is, I think, are we doing 2 or 3 problems here? What are we doing? What do I have set? I think we're only doing 2 problems. 2 problems today. Okay, so. All right, so this is my last problem today. This is based on radicals, square roots. So this is cube roots here. You can see them. That's how Microsoft Word prints cube roots. I think yours is way more clear than the one I have printed up here. It does not like my projector right now, so making it look a little blurry. Looks blurry on my iPad, in fact. That's really weird. All right. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're gonna simplify this thing before we try to add or subtract these 2 radicals together. Because right now I can't add or subtract straight across unless I simplify. So on this one, this is the one. These are the types of problems where you have to like break down the radicals and see if there's like pairs or triplets in them, and then kick them out of the house. That's what we did. So like 24. how do I break down 24?
3,
3 and?
2, 2 and 2.
Yeah, it's 3 and 8, and you're absolutely right. When you break down 8, 8 is the same thing as 2 times 2 times 2. So, in fact, I'm going to leave the 8 here just for a quick second. And then you're absolutely right. That broke down to be 3, 2, 2, and 2. Right? That's 8 being broken down to 2 times 4 and 2 times 2. That was good. And then for the y's, there's a bunch of y's on that problem. Okay. And that's just the first radical. Right? It's a cube root. Notice I left a little power of 3 on it. Hey. Perfect. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yep. So what we'll do is maybe when we're done here, I'll pull up the question number 1 so you can take a look at it again. We're just reviewing. We're starting the review today on the semester guide, so good timing. So we're only doing 2 problems today, so this is the second one. So, okay, so that's the first radical. The second radical, though, let me put this in a different color. Maybe I'll go green. We have the minus sign. We have the y on the outside. I'm just going to leave that there. We have the cube root. Now, how do we break down 81? 9 and 9. That's a good way to do it. I agree with that. And then the x on it. Yeah, that's right. It doesn't want me to give me that dot. Give me the dot right between the 9 and the x. Come on. Come on, iPad. You want to do it. Okay, there you go. I don't know why it doesn't want me to do that. All right. And then I'm going to break down the 9s. How do I break down 9 even further?
3, 3, 3.
Yeah, we got a bunch of 3s here. So it'll be something that you're going to have to break down. You're going to have to figure out, how to use those numbers. Again, if you're not sure, just pick easy numbers, 2, 3s, 4s, break it down, and then break those even further until you can't break down the numbers anymore. Don't use 1s. 1s goes in everything, so don't do that. And now that we're here, what are we looking for to kick out of the radicals?
Triplets.
Yeah, triplets, 3s of items. Now, the reason we're looking for triplets, because the index number, the little number on that little, house, is a 3. So we're looking for triplets, and we're going to kick those out, right? Those are the things we're taking the radicals of. So I'm just going to circle these. I'll circle these in maybe this pinkish, purplish color. So on this first one, I have a triplet of 2s, and I have a triplet of y's. So when I kick it out of the house, you're going to only have 1 leave the house. That's how it always works. So the 2 will leave, and the y will leave. And then for the cube root, what's left on the inside?
3x.
A 3 and an x. You're absolutely right. Because when you kick the triplet out, only 1 leaves. That's how it always works. That's how it works for a square root. That's how it works for a quartic root. All that. Okay. That was good. Let's go on. We're going to continue with the red item. Do we have any triplets? Well, yeah, we do. We have a triplet of 3s here. We actually have a quad. We have a triplet of 3s. I can kick that out. So the 3, when it goes out, it's going to join the y, and those will just multiply together. So if that was a number out there, the 3 would just be multiplied on the number. So then we have the cube root, and what's left on the inside?
3x.
A 3 and x, right? Because there was a 3 left over that didn't have a triplet, and an x that didn't have a triplet. So now that we're here, now I can go the 1 extra step and finish this problem up. Oh, you guys can hardly see that. I'm so sorry. No one even brought that up. Apologies, guys. I didn't realize how far down that was. Wow. All right. Okay, so we're here. Can we add or subtract straight across? Yeah, because the radicals match. They're the same radical. They look identical, and they have the same letter on the outside. Everything's matching. Everything's perfect. Powers are the same. The exponents are the same. Everything. So then what you do is when you subtract across or add or whatever they ask you to do, you're just going to add or subtract the front numbers. So what is 2 minus 3? -1. And then the y and the cube root of 3x will just stay on it. That's how it works. You just add or subtract the front number, the leading coefficient. That's how it always works. I would expect something super similar to this. Some type of radical. You have to simplify and figure out if you can add or subtract straight across. If this was not able to be added and subtracted, you just leave it and you move on to the next problem. I would probably expect it to be able to be simplified. So, all right. Questions with the second question here. Now I'm going to go back just for Kylie here, just so she can see it. I'm going to go back to the first question so you can see that. We did 2 examples on the first one, so we did the actual problem, and then we did like I made up a new one, just so you can see it. But is there any questions on this one before I just slide back? Remember, this is it. That's all I want to cover. 2 problems today. Keep it easy. Okay, so the first part just in red, that's the answer. That was it. This extra thing over here is just an example I made up because there could be a different problem sitting there instead of that one. So I just made up this one in green. It kind of went the other way. So don't be thrown off by what I have written here. All right, semester test is on Tuesday, January 5th for us. We're going to continue this review process. So tomorrow we're going to do 3 problems. Monday we do 2, then we do 3, then we do 2, that type of thing. Test is on Tuesday. This practice guide you have in your hand is due on Monday when we're back. That's Monday the 4th. You'll turn it in. So if you're that person that needs to study, you need to make a copy on your own because you have to turn it in Monday. And then semester test will be Tuesday. It's a 1-day test, and no, you cannot finish it after school on Tuesday because I leave at 2 o'clock for basketball. So it is due that class period. You guys are lucky enough that I'm actually in the room. Period 9 will not be happy. So.
Extra word. What's the domain?
Domain is the x's. What are the x numbers you can use?
And then the function range is y.
Y. So, yep.
So it would be like -4 through negative, or through 4, and then 4 through -4.
It has arrows, so it keeps going. It'd be like it'd be like negative infinity up to positive infinity.
So
And
basically
then
like the
4, yeah, exactly. And then 4 down to negative infinity for the range. That's okay. Alright. Okay.
So domain would be infinity.
Yeah, negative infinity and positive